What is going on, YouTube? Today we're going to be talking about starting on a 600 or a 1000 and why you shouldn't. Stay tuned. This is a huge topic of conversation throughout the motorcycle community and all over the internet, and a lot of people feel different ways about it. My opinion, do not start on a 600 or a 1000. I'd like to clarify, that is a super sport motorcycle. Let's just say, for example, an inline 4 CBR 600RR or an inline 4 S1000RR. Not a 650, not a twin, none of that. I'm talking a super sport motorcycle. Should you start on one? No, you should not. These bikes are made for racing, they're made for speed, they have a lot of power. When you're new to riding, you're going to be a little anxious, you're going to be a little intimidating, and you really shouldn't add anything to that. Start on something small. Start on something that doesn't have a stupid amount of power. A lot of people get hurt on these things because they can't handle the power, because they're new to riding and they think, oh, I can go fast, I can go fast. Look, I can handle a 600. My buddy has a 600. My friend's mom's cousin told me that I should get a 600. Well, you know what? That's not always the case. That's not always a good idea. That's not always a smart thing to do. It's funny because this guy passed me on the straight, and as soon as we hit the twisties, he's doing 25 miles an hour. That's proof that he should not be on a sport bike. Dude's got shorts on. I mean, come on. So it's just proof that not everyone should start on a super sport. Not only do these things have an absurd amount of power, but the riding position is very awkward if you're not used to it. If you just started riding, sitting like this is gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna have weight on your wrists, you're gonna have trouble with that, you're gonna have trouble with the throttle control. It's a little awkward turning it at first just because you're sitting just hunched over. Now it makes sense on a track and it makes sense at high speeds, but when you're new, it doesn't make any sense. A lot of people will tell you, oh, just start on the 600, you can control the throttle, they don't know what they're talking about. Start off small, start on something smaller, learn how to ride the bike, learn how to feel the bike, learn how to hit the curves, learn how to hit the twisties. I've said this a million times before and I will stand by it 100%. A super sport is not a good place to start. These bikes are race machines, and I know I'm going to have so many people in the comment, oh, I started one and I'm fine, I started on one and I'm fine. Okay, I'm sure you are, I'm sure you did, and I'm sure everything's okay. In general, I would not recommend that. I think even if you did start on a 600 and everything's perfect, if you started on a 400 and if you mastered that 400 and then jumped up to a 600, your skill level would be a lot higher. Another thing is these super sports are expensive. They're expensive to buy, they're expensive to maintain, they're expensive to insure, they're expensive in every aspect of riding. And as a new rider, you want to find out if you like the hobby. So instead of going and spending all this money on a bike, and I know this really isn't that big of an issue, but it is a factor. Instead of going and spending all this money on a bike, get something smaller. Get something smaller that you can grow into. And you'll thank yourself down the line when you do upgrade to that bigger bike. You'll appreciate it more and you'll feel more comfortable with that power and using those controls and with that seating position. At the end of the day, do whatever you want to do. It's your money, not mine. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you my opinion. I started on a 450 Supermoto. It was the best thing that I could have had. I also did dirt bikes. If you have a chance to do that, that's really the best place to start. But I would not suggest starting on a super sport. Do what you want. If you like this video, and maybe if you agree with me, like, comment, and subscribe. If you don't agree with me, do the same. Let me get some comments down there. Let me know what you guys think. If you agree with me, I know I'm going to get people that don't agree with me, but hopefully I get some that do. As always, take it easy out there.